Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on my Facebook page, True Divine 44, and it's The True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. Any likes, shares, subscribes, and comments, follows are greatly appreciated, and much love to everybody who does that thus far. It really does help grow what I'm trying to grow here. So this is part of me giving back. This is part of showing what I do. I work with energy, I work with tarot. So bring a narrative to you on a daily basis to help navigate your day. Because it's general, take what resonates and leave what does not. Leave a comment if it does resonate. I appreciate reading all of the comments and I try and get back to all of them as quickly as possible. So this is for the 21st of September 2020. The bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Cups again. She keeps coming up. It's very important right now. This Queen of Cups is able to channel her emotions rather than her emotions channeling her. There's lots to be said right now, researching into water, how water innovation could maybe hark back to like Tesla days. I'm feeling as a kind of free energy, a better way to propel things, machinery, steam, harking back to the ancient ways where they had technology that was steam-led to a great extent. So again, it wasn't taken away from the planet. It was actually just being having reciprocity, you know, give and take, using being the alchemist, you know, turning the water into steam to propel things. Something like that. There's a lot going on. Some of you listening might be involved in trying to make up new ideals, ideas, to bring forward more kind, more symbiotic ways of us doing things regarding water. And of course this would reflect well for the Queen of Cups because we are predominantly made up of water. So it's important to be able to know how to use our water efficiently. There's a lot of energy that seems to be being put under the radar, but trying to get in there to try and undo some of the catastrophic things that they did right from World War II and to this present day regarding the water, the drinking water. Maybe some truths about companies coming out. We know that there's a lot of truth already out there regarding water being combined with very dangerous substances in various parts of the world. That it is very difficult for clean water to be found in various parts of the world to use. So some real revelations in this time of truth revealing regarding the sheer extent of cruelty and sinister nature that has been put behind one of our driving forces, one of our key elements, our foundational elements, water. And so there's lots to be said about that. And of course, for us to reflect that in ourselves, it is for us to take charge and take control of our waters within. Make sure you're saying nice things to yourself so that you are impressioning upon the water within you beautiful crystals rather than distorted ones. Make sure you are using your gut intuition, all of those things that stir up inside you when you walk in a room and you can feel whether the energy is negative or positive. And so take note of that. That's a really powerful message that keeps coming through. On the bottom of the other deck, we've got the Ace of Cups. So, you know, being able to have divinity and take dominion over your inner waters, ultimately creating a blissful, more abundant, new, fresh way of using and utilizing one of the key elements within you and without you, around you. You know, the water, again, being predominantly making up the planet that we live on, the realm that we're in. So take note of that. Underneath that one actually is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So, you know, to not harness that right now is detrimental, not just to you, but to the collective. The more people that do not harness that, the more detrimental it is to the rest of the collective. So the first card is the Five of Pentacles. And so this speaks of letting go of things, cutting things out. What is it going to take before you walk away from a certain belief system or a certain frequency pattern in people that you hang around or that you're in business with? What more does it take to be done on the collective stage before you walk away from a certain political belief system? What more does it take? This card is asking you that. This card is asking you to reflect on that. This card is asking you also, if you are the one that is being cut out of a situation, a friendship group, a family, you know, not just to react emotionally, but to really harness this Queen of Cups and to really seek where the lessons are in that. You could react in an upset way, in a triggered way, but actually if you sit and unpick your emotions and really look at them under your microscope, is it a bad thing? Were these people a frequency match? Was this part of your frequency match? Was this way of living a frequency match? Asking those kinds of things brings up the Star card to clarify this Five of Pentacles. This is another card that keeps coming up for the daily energy readings. So she is the skilled Magi that is able to transmute emotions, that is able to keep one foot in her emotions and one knee and foot grounded on the ground. So she creates a circuit board. She creates a fully distinguished way of unpicking and unraveling the lessons, and she distinguishes what is to be washed away, what is to be grounded into the realm that she sits upon, and what is to be kept as a lesson to go forward, what will level her up spiritually. She speaks of renewal, so she comes in after the Tower card in the Major Arcana. But also, if you look at this Five of Pentacles, you know, you can't feel let down, you can't feel lonely, but it's in this loneliness, in this solitude, that you can really hook in to the energy of the Star card to really get to grips with who you are, who you want to go forward to be. It's this rebirth, renewal, hope, and faith in yourself. And so look at dreams too. It's important that you get to grips with being able to be in control during your sleep time, you know, to be able to have divinity within that realm too. We spend a lot of time there, but there isn't a lot of contemplation for many people as to how we go into our dream world with intent. You know, we leave things on in the background that can seep into our subconscious and affect the sleep realm that we're in. We allow ourselves to wander aimlessly without any intent. So go to sleep with intent. Go to sleep saying exactly what you want to experience, what you want to transmute, what you want to look at in your emotional field, in your physical field, in your spiritual field, in your mental field. Just go in with intent. Tell yourself what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Yes, the first few times you may not be successful, but once your brain, just like any exercise, gets used to doing that exercise before you go to sleep, you'll really be able to harness the energy of this Star card in that realm, in the sleep realm. Make sure you write things down. If you see certain colors, animals, numbers, they may not make sense for quite some time, but as the picture builds, you, just like in this reality, you build up a knowing, a perspective. And so take note of that. Do that if you can. So the second card is the Hangman, but it's in reverse. And to clarify this, we've got the Three of Cups. The Hangman in his rightful place, i.e. upright, is being enlightened, seeing things from a different perspective, being in stillness, not stagnation, stillness where you can really absorb and take notice and look through different situations in your life through different lenses to get the greatest understanding. But in his reverse, it speaks of the obstacle being you. The obstacle to this bliss, this Three of Cups, this elation, this celebration being you. In that it just takes a shift in perspective, and that is done by doing the work of these first two cards that we've just spoken about, to be able to really feel that bliss. For me, this feels like a lot of people are distracting themselves because they are, again, are too afraid to face self. And so it feels like a lot of people have a mental block, and you might find that you are spending your time frivolously and in dangerous ways, celebrating a little bit too much, using substance a little bit too much, drinking a little bit too much, and not just that, but doing it with the wrong people, doing it with people who you aren't frequency matched with, which again is a distraction. It's like you're distracting yourself from facing self. It's self-imprisoning. And that brings us on to the other cards, in that the Eight of Swords comes up, and this is self-imprisonment. It also speaks to a lot of imprisonment going on behind the scenes. A lot of people going down and being imprisoned behind the scenes. But this is your mental prison. This is the thought merry-go-round that I talk about, you know, the catch-22 feeling. These cyclical thoughts start off and they get faster and faster, especially if you're distracting yourself with substance and not giving yourself time to transmute and understand self. Then you know that it starts to get faster and faster. To me, it always feels like almost, if you picture an old-fashioned merry-go-round, you know, with the lever, it's smoking, and you know the actual lever of it blowing off, so you can't stop it. But that again is all about perspective. This is your own imprisonment to a great extent, your own mental prison that you're putting around you, binding yourself up with these thoughts that just need this change in perspective to see them a different way. And so it's looking at the physical reality. And to me, it feels like a lot of people are getting lost in the drama, in the theatre, pantomime that is going on, particularly in politics. And the fear of them losing what they have built is actually tying them up and imprisoning them more, which actually ironically puts what they've built, what they've worked so hard, especially over the 7 years to build, in more jeopardy. And this is being done by projection. There's a lot of magic being done here, but it takes the individual to finish off that circuit, to finish off that cycle for the magic. And a lot of people are finishing it off. They're binding themselves up, gagging themselves up, masking themselves up out of fear of what they might lose. The change in perspective would shift this completely, in that this would be gone. You would know what you've built. You'd be able to see a different perspective through the healing of the star and the filtering of the frequencies you have around you. You would be able to know what next steps to take to bring in celebration and elation. It just took, in that reading, a quick flip of a card to make you feel trapped. Projecting their perspective, projecting their arguments in politics, projecting their arguments within your own little circles. It's all about, it's very quick, it's very slick, it's very simple. There needs to be a lifting up out of the 3D today to say your piece, stand your ground, but only do that if you are the Queen of Cups upright. Only do that if you have really done this star work, or you have really cut out or walked away from frequencies that do not match you, which has been a warning from me and many others for many, many months, right up until last year. Only do that, only engage in being able to stand your ground and speak truth if you have got control of channeling your emotions and not the other way around, your emotions channeling you. Because if you haven't done all of this and you continue to engage in the arguments in your individual lives, in the division in your individual lives, and then the division on the collective stage, you're going to get lost, and actually, quite frankly, you become part of the problem. You become part of the stagnation, not stillness, but stagnation of not halting, but putting obstacles in front of this reset, in front of this special time that we're in, that we all need to harness right now and take our divinity and sovereignty in right now. So I know that that sounds really a bit cutthroat, but it's what I'm feeling. It's the truth. And I actually adore just as much having the sensible people out there to say, actually, I haven't done that work yet. I'm not ready to enter into standing my ground publicly. I'm not ready to enter into that debate or argument because I haven't done the work there. To me, that is wisdom. To me, that levels you up just as much as anybody who has done the work. Because to me, that is knowing thyself, knowing the circumstances around you, and having wisdom and having ego in control enough to be able to speak that out. To me, that is something I respect greatly, and something I try to do when I haven't done enough work to challenge a certain thing. So that's the reading for the 21st of September 2020. Please have an awesome day. Please harness, if this resonates with you, as much as you can of this reading to get the most out of your day, to lift you up, to uplift you, to make changes in your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical reality for the better. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can book in by emailing me with the email down below, or you can hit me up on Messenger, private Messenger on Facebook at True Divine 44. If you'd like any energy work, any spiritual guidance sessions, also do the same. Until next time, wholeness, balance, and much, much love to all of you. Mwah. Thank you for listening.